I've got some issues that nobody can see. All right, I'm gonna be real. Here's something that I think is very important. I think it's important that motherfuckers stop talking so much shit. And I'll tell you why I think that's important with a story. Maybe you call it a parable. So I grew up in Idaho. Well, I say born and raised Idaho, grew up in LA. When I got to LA, I remember thinking, like, no matter what trouble I get into, what the situation is, I'll be able to outrun any person. I don't gotta worry about it because I'll just like run away. I'm not gonna fight. I'm not gonna talk shit and then get my ass whooped. I'm not gonna, pull out a gun or try and shank somebody up. I'll just run away. I was like, 18, 19 at the time. And I remember hearing about a kid that won the 100, the 200, 400, and the 4x1. I think it was like 2008 or 2009. I think he went to Long Beach Poly. And he was also like a gang member. He was a gang member. Like he ran like a 10-2 in the 100. And I was nowhere near that fast. And I remember hearing about dudes like sticking people up and taking their chain or just little shit like that. And I would always say, I'll just run away, I'll run away. There's some motherfuckers you just can't run from. It's like you just can't get away. And it changed me a little bit where I had to be like, oh damn, like it's not just about fighting or being able to handle yourself or it's not there's always someone bigger or badder. It's like the thing that made me feel most safe in my arrogance was a vulnerability, is what I learned. And that one story kind of changed my perception. Like, maybe I should stop talking so much shit. A song that's on my head right now is, it's actually a lyric to a soundtrack to my life. Once upon a time, nobody gave a fuck. It's all said and done and my cock's been sucked. The thing that got me is like, once upon a time, nobody gave a fuck. And it reminded me of a story of 50 Cent when he's like, people wearing chains in the hood. He was like, are you willing to die for... Are you willing to keep, or are you willing to give your life to keep it like the person's willing to give their life to take it? Which is a very interesting perspective when you understand, I won't say dynamics of humans, but just the range in personalities and how individual someone's experience is to their life and the things that are valuable to them that may be not that valuable to you, but they're extremely valuable to them, how it can put you in a position where you could, like me, be very arrogant in your thought pattern or how you would approach certain situations just because you've never had to encounter the other side of that thing, the dark side of the moon, if you would have it. I earlier have made and posted a video of, people talking shit. And it's an interesting thing. And it's also like it's like a luxury to be able to talk some shit. That's why, to me, I love talking shit when it's fun. You don't overstep. It's lighthearted. It should be. I don't think it should ever be so offensive or pushed to where it's not something you can laugh at. And it sometimes it goes that way. And I think a lot of times when that goes unchecked in some form or fashion, I'm not saying people need to get beat up or anything like that. I am saying that sometimes you just don't know where people come from and you don't know what situations they've seen or where they've been, or the things that they go through. And man, there's always someone that can chase your motherfucking ass down, for real. And there's always there's always the baddest of the bad. I'm not the baddest of the bad. And the thing I hope is that through all of it, I can share fun, healthy, wholesome, productive, progressive experiences with the people I'm around. And that's always the goal. Careful what you say to people, and maybe just consider someone else's perspective a little bit, just a little bit. I think it can go a long way for all of us. What else does he say? Ignorance the cope, man. Ignorance the bliss. Ignorance is love, and I need that shit.